Today we are going to review how to simplify algebraic expressions. Recall that an expression has numbers, variables, operations, but it does not have an equal sign. So these are mathematical statements that do not have equal signs. Okay, we're going to use two things to simplify expressions. We're going to use the distributive property and we're going to combine like terms. Sometimes just one, sometimes we'll use both in the same problem. My first expression is 10 plus 4h minus 8h minus 1. And these problems I want to combine like terms. Recall that like terms, they match, okay? They're either both just numbers, called constants, or they both have the exact same variables with the exact same constants. I'm sorry, with the exact same exponents. So if they're like terms, they have the exact same variables with the exact same exponents. So let's look at my variables first here. I have a positive 4h and a negative 8h. Okay, notice I circled the sign in front. That is what you use to know what kind of operation and how to handle the two numbers. So I have 4h minus 8h, which is a negative 4h. And then my two numbers, my constants, they are also like terms. 10 minus 1 is 9. So I have plus 9. So this simplifies to negative 4h plus 9. Check and make sure there's no more like terms. Negative 4h, positive 9 are not like terms. We are done. Okay, next. My next expression is negative 7x minus 12 plus x minus 9 plus 6x. So looks like a lot going on, but it's the same idea. So I'm going to look at all my x's first. I have negative 7x plus x, and remember, if there's not a number in front, that number in front is called a coefficient. It is understood to be a 1. So this is a positive 1x. And then I have a positive 6x. So you can handle this any number of ways, but I'm going to say negative 7x plus 1x, that would be negative 6x, and negative 6x plus 6x is 0. So my x's actually all cancel. They become 0. They go away. Then I have negative 12 minus 9, and negative 12 minus 9 is negative 21. So this one simplifies to negative 21. Next, we're going to look at the distributive property. The distributive property has a number outside parentheses, and inside the parentheses, there will be a sum with addition, or there will be a difference with subtraction. So you can only distribute if the terms inside the parentheses are added or subtracted. You take that number outside the parentheses and you distribute it to every term in the parentheses, and you distribute using multiplication. So I'm going to take this negative 2, and I'm going to do negative 2 times 4x, which is negative 8x, and I'm going to do negative 2 times 5, which is negative 10. So I end up with negative 8x minus 10. Always check and make sure those aren't like terms. These are not. We're done. The next problem, I have 9 times the quantity 2r minus 7. So I'm going to distribute that 9. I'm going to do 9 times 2r, which is 18r. And then I'm going to do 9 times a negative 7. Make sure you look at that sign in front. 9 times a negative 7 is negative 63. So 9 times the quantity 2r minus 7 is 18r minus 63. Okay, let's put it all together. These next problems we're going to distribute and combine. So we're going to have to do both. And when you have problems like this, you want to distribute first. Okay, so you're going to use the distributive property first. You're going to clear those parentheses. Then you're going to combine like terms. So I have 5 times n plus 6. This would be the distributive property minus 21. So I'm going to do 5 times n. That's 5n. And I'm going to do 5 times 6. That's going to be 30. I'm going to copy the minus 21. Make sure you don't lose any signs. Now I want to look for like terms. Well, 5n doesn't combine with anything in that problem, so I'm just going to copy 5n, and then I have 30 minus 21, which I believe is 9. So we end up with 5n plus 9. Make sure there's no like terms. You're done. The next problem is 18 minus, in parentheses, 7v plus 1. This is important right here. This part right here, this is distributive property, okay? But you're distributing a negative 1. So you're going to want to put that 1 in there maybe to help you see it. The 18, I'm just going to copy for the time being, and then I'm going to distribute the negative 1. So negative 1 times 7v is negative 7v, and negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 1. Notice what happened. I started with 7v plus 1, and I ended up with minus 7v minus 1. So just a negative outside the parentheses changes the sign of everything inside the parentheses. Okay, that's important because that will come up quite a bit. So now I want to look for like terms. I have 18 minus 1. That's 17. The negative 7v doesn't have any like terms, so I leave it alone. So 17 minus 7v, or you could write this the other way if you did it, if you dealt with the v's first, and you would have negative 7v plus 17, right? So you could write that either way, and it would be correct. Here are a few problems for you to try on your own. So what I want you to do is pause the video. I want you to try these 4 problems and then turn the video back on and check your work. But really try to do these before you see the answers to make sure you understand what's going on, and then turn the video back on in a few minutes. Okay, how'd you do? So 10x minus 16x is negative 6x. Negative 4 times 2x minus 9 is negative 8x plus 36. 3 times the quantity x minus 5 plus 8x plus 1. I got 11x minus 14. And 12 times the quantity 4 minus k minus 9k, I got 48 minus 21k. So if you have any questions about those, make sure to make a note of them, ask for help, see if you can correct it. And if you did those correctly, you are all ready to practice and you can go to the next assignment.